You know, another point that is worth discussing is the body itself. This is a replica 23T body. However, our bodies are 3 inches wider and almost 4 inches longer than a production T-bucket, one built by Ford Motor Company. So you're already starting with a slightly roomier T-bucket, and when you sit in this thing as a T-bucket compared to a real Ford Motor 23T, you're going to go, wow, this is pretty roomy. Well, it's pretty roomy because it's a little bit bigger. And when we attach this body to the frame, and everybody gets into, well, how do you attach it and is it safe? Let's stay on. We have 8 attaching points. We have 4 points in the floor of the car at each corner, large bolts that are bolted right through the fiberglass, through our wood floor, into the frame of the car, 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Then we also have the fuel tank support in the back, which is really to help support the body. It's got nothing to do with the fuel tank. And then when the seat belts are anchored, there's holes right here that will be for your seat belt anchor point, and that goes right through our frame rail. Now, something that we don't do in the kit, but we give you the ability to do, is that we mark the front of the body where it needs to be cut out for the transmission that comes into it. Just follow the cut point, use a reciprocating skill saw and cut that out, and you have your location, inside the transmission tunnel for the transmission to go into. And then on the side of the car over here, we mark where you cut out for what we refer to as our speed blister. And you cut this out here, and we give you material that's already patterned, and you'll have to do is bend it, make a couple tabs, bolt it in. And this provides an additional 3.5 to 4 inches of width inside the driver's compartment foot box area. This is what really makes our car very comfortable to drive. You put your left foot over here, your right foot then drives the fuel pedal, the throttle pedal drives the brake pedal, so it's 1 foot driving like a real car. It's not a 2-foot thing with a steering column coming between your feet or something. So let's go back into our interior of our car, and as we had mentioned, you get a MR10 windshield and a support system for it. You get all this steering, and that includes what I'm doing right here, a removable hub and hot rod steering wheel. You get the fiberglass transmission tunnel. It's a pretty nice looking piece. We've gone through several iterations of this tunnel and finally got them to fit the car. Really nice, easy to install, no modifications at all, very smooth looking. That took a big effort on our part, but I'm really happy with the result. You get a brake pedal and pad in the car, and that's placed in a position where it's going to be proper for the accelerator pedal, which will be next to it. Even though you don't see it, there's a brand new master cylinder underneath the floor, and again properly sized to our front and rear brake application. You get 2 seats, foldable seats for the car. You get metal seat risers to put them in the car. And something that we do in our car that other people may not do properly, at least I think they don't do properly because I've sat in a lot of T-buckets. Our ergonomic seat angle and back angle is the same thing you get in the car that you're driving today. So these are our exhaust headers. We call them speedster headers. They bolt right to the engine, and they hang off the side of the engine. They're not in the way of your entrance in and out of the car, or your egress at all. They sound really throaty. They're 2.5-inch glass pack mufflers onto a little header manifold system that we make, and real easy to fix, repair, clean them up a little bit, paint them. We've used these on everything. They're often in different sizes, tubes based on the size of the engine you're getting. So your exhaust system comes with it, which eliminates a big problem. The other thing you get is that you get the engine insulators, you get the mounts that go against the engine block itself. The frame mounts are already in position in the car. You get the transmission support isolator. We give you these parts, and they're associated with our engine frame mounts and the transmission mount that you can't see under the car, because our driveline angle is already fixed in the car. This is your battery box. It bolts into the car, hangs off the frame, bolts in a bracket that's on the car, out of the way, easy to access, works well. And packaging a battery in that car, friendly, out of the way, is a little difficult. This has turned out to be super. Brake system. These are the rear brakes, as are on that car. Brand new drums. It's all brand new stuff. Not necessarily you would get it painted, you get it raw, this painted going on a car, but this is the same thing. You get brand new drums, and here are the brake assemblies themselves. Now, when you buy the pre-assembled option, we put all of this together for you. So let's talk a little bit about the interior package, stuff to the body. The Speed Blister, this is your Speed Blister template. This, you need to use a little heavier material than this. Aluminum works fine, but this is the template. Lay it out, shows you where to bend it, form it, fit it to the car. Very simple. We have a separate online video that shows you how to go through all of the steps to do this. In fact, we have several other videos online to show you how to mount the body, how to mount the windshield, how to do the Speed Blister. Some of the stuff is going to be intuitive to you. You'll figure it out as you go through it, but we do have videos online that show these specific operations. The rest of the interior package, this is your back pad material, piece of simple plywood. These are the panels, the door panels, driver's side door panel and passenger side door panel. You just cut these out, and this is the material that we use regularly, and you get plenty of it to do the panels and the back pad support. And this simply is put around the panel, pulled over the edge, stapled on the back. It works great. It's easy to do. Waterproof. You know, everything in these are open cars. So everything in our interior, you might think, oh, I want it to be this, I want it to be upholstered. Well, you can go have your car upholstered, but think about what you're doing. It is an open car. It's kind of like a motorcycle. It's going to get caught in the rain, and the surfaces need to be water repellent, water resistant. You really need to think about that. So that's why some of the materials we use is what we're using. You can get wet, get caught in the rain, dry it out. It doesn't matter. It won't hurt it. So we've talked about what you get for the interior. We've talked about all the various hard parts you get and what you're getting in the car. And when we said that the car is complete compared to other kits, you look at other kits and there's a lot of them and competitors, plenty. But do they include the brake system? Do they a complete brake system that's actually engineered, the proper master cylinder for the size of the calipers and the rear brake system? Do you get an interior set system that you can put in a car? Is your steering complete, including the steering wheel? Do you get all of the shocks? You get the full front and rear suspension. You get a cooling system. You get the battery mounted in the car. On a lot of these other things, you're going to buy a perimeter frame. You're going to start buying this, buying that. It's all going to add up. It looks really affordable initially because, oh, you get a frame for $899 or $1,344, whatever it is. But that's like the perimeter base frame. Then you start adding all this other stuff, and all that stuff adds up pretty quickly. And unless all of those parts were engineered to that frame, to that car, you start buying things and you get into, well, how do I set the pinion angle? Where do the engine brackets go, the frame-mounted ones? And now I've got to be a welder, and I've got to be a little bit of an engineer. I've got to be a really knowledgeable hot rod builder. It can be a little overwhelming initially, You buy our car, yeah, especially with the pre-assembled option, unbolt it, paint it, put it back together, you're done. We also offer a complete brake line installed option and a fuel line installed option. And I mean, then the car is really unbolted, paint it, screw it back together, put in your engine and trans, and you're good to go.